Oh, okay, there we go. Sweet. Looks like y'all can see me, and I'm coming out all right. Oh, let me change this real quick. Hold on a second, because this is not episode 7. This is actually episode 8. So let me just. Here we go. Cool. Sweet. All right, bet. How y'all doing? I'm like 5. I'm a little late. It's like, yeah. I know I say 10:30. You can, yeah, you can fudge that. It's more like 10:35, 10:36. That's when I usually start these things. Although I need to get better at managing my time. I really do need to like get better at doing these at 10:30. Hey, what's up, W? How you doing, buddy? Let me just double check my audio here. Okay. Okay, cool. I just didn't want to sound like a walrus gargling their own bodily fluids, if you know what I mean. I ran into like some recording problems last episode, and yeah, I want to get my I's dotted and my T's crossed when I do these things. All right, so how y'all doing? It's not free comic book day. It's new comic book day. How y'all doing? What did you guys read this week? I didn't read much this week. It was kind of a light week. I don't know where my backpack is. I actually just got back from the comic book store, like a couple minutes ago. Well, not the comic book store. I actually like dropped by like the store to like get a snack. Oh, funny thing. I was at the store, and this guy, right? Oh, I really wanted to like wear a comic book shirt, but you know, fuck it, it's whatever. This dude, right? He sees me, and he's like, "Hey, I like your shirt. It's Tupac." And I gave him a look, and I said, "Sir, clearly this is Dr. Dre." Okay, clarity. If anybody doesn't know, this it's actually Snoop Dogg. But I don't think he knew who Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg was. But yeah, guys. Let's see. Tevia says, I read The Flash. It was really awesome and tons of fun. And I'm so happy that Wally West, kids, Jai West got his powers back. Oh, sweet. Nice. I'm currently not reading the Flash book in singles. I'm reading that in trade. Yeah, no, I'm really glad that the current Flash book is... It's weird. I read the first arc, and it felt very, like... Oh, this is kind of like, you know... It's just kind of whatever. But honestly, I don't know. I think that's what Flash kind of needs right now. No big shakeups, no big any of that shit. Just give me a nice, comfy, like Wally West Flash book with his kids and his wife. Really, that's like the. I think that's exactly what Flash fans need right now after the decade of just pure hell, to put it mildly, that we've kind of endured. So yeah, no, I'm glad that book's pretty comfy so far. Tristan, hey, what's up, Tristan? How you doing, buddy? Tristan says, hello, Mystical Green Beanie. The books I'm getting this week are Amazing Spider-Man 89, Venom number 5, Hulk number 4, Thor number 22, X Lives of Wolverine? Oh, 10 Lives of Wolverine. That, okay, yeah, cool. 10 Lives of Wolverine, X-Men number 8, Edge of the Spider-Verse number 2. I'm not hip. But sweet. And Nightwing number 89. And Batman the Night number 2. I flipped through Batman the Night at my local comic shop. That was Giuseppe Camicoli. Is it Giuseppe or Giuseppe? Or Giuseppe? Either way, tongue twister. I need to get better at names. I'm channeling my inner high school English teacher and just completely screwing everybody's name up. But yeah, Giuseppe Camicoli is like one of my favorite artists of all time. I remember when I first encountered their work. That was, I want to say it was Spider-Man Noir. I can't remember who wrote that for the life of me, but I remember looking at that art and thinking like, Jesus, this is beautiful. Perfect for like crime drama stuff. And I remember thinking when reading Spider-Man Noir, this guy would be great for Batman. And I guess now he's technically doing a Batman book. But yeah, no, I really enjoy their work. I also like them on The Flash. That was a creative choice that took me by surprise, you know? But it's one of those things that like just worked surprisingly well. But yeah, no. I'm glad you found a lot of cool stuff. Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not reading right now, but I've been told that the Beyond era stuff is pretty good, despite my slander of Ben Reilly and past videos. Cool list, Tristan. Tevia says, also I read Nightwing this week, and it was interesting. However, I did like the flashback with my boy Jonathan Samuel Kent, Superboy, as his little 10-year-old self. The present day stuff, not so much. Yeah, I heard very similar things when the book released yesterday from people on social media. I just don't know what DC's doing with John Kent. And part of me I've gotten to a point now where I'm just kind of avoiding some of the Tom Taylor stuff involving Nightwing and John Kent. Especially like really when anyone does anything with John Kent. That just kind of feels a little sore for me, if that makes any like rational sense to people with like, you know, a head that's like screwed onto their shoulders, quite right. Yeah, like, I don't know, just seeing John Kent hurts, because it feels like this is a character with a lot of promise, and yeah, but now I'm repeating myself from like past live streams. Yeah, no, I'm glad you really enjoyed it. I ended up dropping the Tom Taylor Nightwing book. It just, I don't know. It just kind of, there's a lot of takes that Tom Taylor has that I feel are like, his vision works for like something like Injustice, but when it comes to like the mainline DC universe, I kind of had like cringe moments like that earlier on in the run that he had, where like, you know, Tom Taylor or like Nightwing is sitting next to like Oracle, and he's like, wouldn't it be better if Bruce Wayne just like donated all of his money instead of being Batman? Like, just weird Twitter takes like that. And it's one of the things where like I understand where creators come from, in a sense where they want to like comment on characters based on real world sensibilities, but one of the problems you kind of run into with that is there has to be an internal logic for the narrative you're kind of crafting, because world building is a thing that exists, right? You know, like you kind of have to deal with internal logic. And that's the thing I want to talk about eventually. Specifically when it comes to Batman. But yeah, I don't know. I'll touch more on that after I answer some of these. So let's see. Devia says, Amazing Spider-Man 89 has lost my patience, and at this point, and I want this beyond nonsense to just end already. Well, wait till March. That's when we're gonna get the new creative team, I think, with Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. Tristan says the artist for Batman the Night is actually D.G. and Domenico, not Chemical. Yeah, you're right. No, I knew it was D.G. and Domenico, not Super Chemicoli. That's just me being racist against Italians. Actually, now that's actually me being racist against Italians. I don't think one of them is Italian. I think one of them is like actually Chilean. So that's me just being a terrible person. But yeah, no, I love both their art. You know, I think they're both really good. But yeah, Carmen, DG, and Domenico is the artist for Batman the Night, and I love their art. I've been a huge fan of them since forever. As well as just CP Chemicoli. I've been a huge fan of him since Hellblazer. Tevia says the only people who know what to do with my boy John Kent is Peter Tomasi and Dan Jurgens, and that's about it. Yeah, I feel you on that. Tevia says I still hate Jay Nakamura. He's such a horrible romance that I'm hoping is a villain because all signs point to him being a villain. Maybe, I hope, but that will require, like, I don't know, a sense of self-awareness, which so far this book doesn't really have. Sorry. I hate to be cruel in saying that, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. Right, okay, so back to the point I was making earlier with, now that you've kind of transitioned me back onto the Tom Taylor Superman book, that also transitions me into the point that I was making previously with the Tom Taylor Nightwing book, where okay, so like one of my big frustrations with the Tom Taylor Nightwing book, and just people who work on Batman in general or Batman related stuff, is everyone, it's always this thing where people critique Batman as like, oh my god, he's like so crazy. He's like so crazy, and like he's so stupid and selfish because he's a billionaire who could just donate all of his money, but instead all he does is just dress up like a bat and beat up poor people. Like, that's not helping anybody. And okay, one, it's cringe. Because like it's a comic book. Like, Batman is not real. You know, if I want to read about, like, ethics and wealth, I would actually, like, do my homework. But nah, dude, like, in the context of the DC Universe, right? Okay. Because I see people who are like, I'm so smart. Look at me making, like, smart judgments based on, like, fictional characters. One of the things that, like, frustrates me about people who, like, think they're smart writing comics is that they always like to point at Batman and say, like, he's crazy. He's crazy. Because what grown man in their right mind dresses up like a bat? And it's like, okay, and going off of, like, real world, like, sensibilities, Batman is a fucking lunatic. You got me there. But within the context of the DC Universe, is Bruce Wayne really all of that crazy? Is he? Like, this is a universe where... okay, this is a universe where other billionaires, right, dress up like Robin Hood and shoot corrupt politicians in the face with arrows. Okay, and this is a universe where retired boxers will dress up like furries and then beat people up in back alleys. You know, the DC universe is a world where men of steel will have breaking moments at their job because they realize that the world is unfair and, you know, the world's cruel, and then they put on red and blue pajamas and they fly around like a luchador and call themselves Superman. And instead of using their infinite godlike power to do anything else, they save cats from trees and they like kick down, like, you know, Jeff Bezos' door and make their eyes glow and say, "Do what I say, because I'm a good person. You suck." No, like in the context of the DC universe, like, Batman's not all that crazy, right? Like, and it's really weird that people fetishize Bruce Wayne's mental instability by comparing his circumstances to, like, real world, you know, standards of, like, decency and living. Like, it's weird to me. It's just, yeah. Batman's not all that crazy. Batman's no crazier than Vigilante or Peacemaker or, like, anyone else in the DC universe who dresses up in a costume and asserts their will over other people. And, like, tries to do so in a way that's, like, moralistic. Or try to justify their actions. You know, and saying, well, actually, I'm doing it because I'm a good person. If we're gonna judge Batman like that, well, then we should judge everybody like that. You know, that's my thing. Yeah, no. Tevia says, speaking of which, I do a video on Grant Morrison talking about Dan DiDio's plans on turning Supergirl into a tyrant, and I was infurious. Oh, cool. I'd love to check that out later. Yeah, the Grant Morrison thing from earlier in their newsletter, that was really kind of heartbreaking, because it perfectly kind of illustrates the problem with, like, modern superhero comics, which is that everyone just wants to, like, deconstruct everything and, like, tear things down. And even, I hate using that term deconstruct, because part of deconstruction, you know, just as a narrative construct, is taking an archetype or something that we deem as, like, narratively conventional, and picking it apart, like, to the bone, examining it, and then you put it back together to see if it still works. If you rearrange the pieces and do things just a little differently. That is the point of deconstruction. You know, I see a lot of people talk about, like, reconstruction and Reddit terminology. But, like, reconstruction is part of the deconstruction process inherently. It's just people forget to do that second part after they tear the character down. It's very frustrating. But yeah, no. It's really sad to see Grant Morrison just kind of going ham. I mean, I'm glad that they're going ham, because it feels like they're getting this, like, weight off their chest. But I mean, at the same time, Grant Morrison, I never met them, but they seem like one. Based off all the interviews that I've seen from them, Grant seems like one of those people who absolutely love superheroes as a concept. And you can just tell that they're heartbroken by the direction superhero comics kind of going in. And on the one hand, it's really sad to see, everything that they're describing. But on the other hand, I'm happy for them. It feels like they kind of hit this point where they're like, fuck it, I don't gotta worry about this no more. Goodbye. And I don't know, I'm really excited to see where they go from here. Because I think they're gonna be significantly less stressed in the future. And not having to worry about all this, like, weird bullshit where, like, DC Comics wants to take Superman and make him, like, a hyper-authoritarian, like, tyrant, and make Supergirl a fucking Warhammer character. Like, dude, no. Like, yeah. It's bizarre, but I'm glad that Grant doesn't have to deal with that shit anymore. And in part, it kind of makes me wonder why I'm putting up with this shit still. But again, it's a crack. It's a crack. It's a crack thing. Damn, I should have worn my Dave Chappelle shirt. But no, comics are a crack addiction, basically. So maybe that's why I put up with it. But yeah, no, dude, it's yeah. That kind of hurt my heart a little bit. Tristan says, today I drew a Batman Superman style symbol in the Nightwing Superboy symbol, and I'm going to take it to the comic book store so that they could promote the Nightwing John Kent crossover with Nightwing and Superman Son of Kal-El. Oh, dude, congratulations. Good job. I'm really happy for you. I'm not sure if you use social media at all, but I'd love to see it. Like, take a picture of it and tag me in it on Instagram or, Twitter. Either one. I'd love to see it. That looked pretty cool. So I have like a weird thing I want to bring up. I'm not sure if anybody else is like weird and dumb like me. But I always feel like when you have legacy characters, each legacy should like have a variant on the iconic superhero symbol. Like for Bruce Wayne, I feel like his bat symbol when he's Batman should look different from Dick Grayson's bat symbol when Dick Grayson is Batman, as it should look different from Damian Wayne when he eventually becomes Batman, or Tim Drake when he eventually becomes Batman, or Cassandra Cain if she ever became the Batman, because that's a legacy that I see often like proposed, which I think would work pretty well actually. Just like so I don't know. I feel like it would be really cool if I'm sure DC probably won't do this because branding issues. But I think it would be pretty cool if John Kent and Connor and Supergirl they had their own variations on the Superman symbol. I think that would be pretty cool. What do you guys think about that though? I don't know. Again, I understand like from a branding and like marketing position that's like suicide and stupid. But I think it'd be pretty interesting. Just like from an artistic perspective. Toby says, yep, and donating money to a city is never a solution. Exactly. We're talking about the Batman thing. Yeah, dude. I brought that up in my video where I kind of broke down the Batman should he stop beating up mentally ill poor people? When I kind of broke down that whole debate. People often say just don't like throw money at the problem. Okay. Say that Bruce Wayne he decides to go about helping Gotham in a completely different way. All right. How is Batman Okay, not Batman. How is Bruce Wayne going to stop the Riddler by throwing money at Gotham City's infrastructural problems? Okay, like the Riddler's just an asshole who likes to tell riddles and kill people because he has like an inferiority complex. Like, what? How is throwing money at a problem going to fix that? How is throwing money at, like, you know, Bane going to, like, stop him from, like, wanting to be a crime lord? I don't know. Those arguments always seem silly to me. Plus, it's fucking comic books. I don't care about Bruce Wayne being an ethical billionaire. It's not real. It's fine. It's cool if you know, things are, yeah, whatever. Tevye says, Bruce Wayne isn't crazy. Heck, he literally trains his body and mind to fight criminals and stop crazy madmen. Yeah, well, okay. I would disagree. I would say that Bruce Wayne is crazy. But then again, I would say you're right in that he's not crazy. Because it's circumstantial, you know, like, from our perspective in the real world, he's crazy, but within the context of the DC universe where people dress up in Halloween costumes and they do their thing, you know, that's just like a regular thing in that world. Well, then, is it really all that crazy? You know, like, for their standard of living, is it that crazy? I don't know. I don't think it is. I'm at a point now where I'm really resisting people just kind of like, oh my god, Batman's like so crazy. Like, all the other Justice League members, they're like superheroes, but Batman's crazy. Like, no, they're all fucking crazy. You just, but yeah, plus, he's the world's greatest detective. Yes, well, kind of. I think Tim Drake kind of took that title a couple years ago. Then again, DC like has rebooted their continuity 3 times since Tim Drake became Red Robin and was hailed as the new world's greatest detective. So I'm not sure if that still stands or not. But yeah, no, you're right. Tevye says, I am tired of deconstructing our superhero characters. Yeah, me too. And so is Grant Morrison. Send the link. Oh, cool. Thanks, dude. Tevye says, speaking of good news, we're finally gonna get reprints of Jla Avengers this year, which I am so happy that they made a celebration video on that. Oh, sweet, dude. Nice. Okay, that's a whole thing. It's weird. On the one hand, I'm really happy. Like, I'm really excited that we're going to get a reprint of Jla Avengers. One, because I never read that comic, and I've always wanted to, but it's out of print, so I never had the I never had the ability to read it. So this is gonna be really cool. But on the other hand, it's just one of those situations where it's a monkey's paw. You know, I prayed so hard and for so long for that book to finally come into print again, and for like Marvel and DC to just like put this shit aside, and just reprint the damn thing. But not like this. Not under these circumstances. You know, I didn't want it to get reprinted because George Perez was sick. That's just a monkey's paw, dude. Like, fuck, that's so sad. But I am glad that it's getting reprinted, and I think it's being reprinted through the Heroes Initiative, and Diamond Distributors going to distribute the book. So that's really cool, and I hope all the proceeds go to the Perez family, because cancer fucking sucks. I'm sure I don't have to tell like you guys that. But yeah, I've had like family members who've had cancer, and that's just utter dog shit. I wouldn't wish that on my own worst enemy. It's not a joke. It's fucked up. But yeah, no, I'm glad that this is being done in honor of George Perez, because from what I've been told, Jla Avengers is his like magnum opus. That's like his crowning achievement. So I'm really glad that that's going to get reprinted, and I'm really glad that a lot of people are going to, in a lot of cases, for the first time, experience this comic. Yeah, that's. I guess if there's a silver lining, that's it. But yeah, Tevi goes on to say, plus Gotham City was also run by the mob for like a literal decade, and it took Batman, Two-Face, and Gordon to take down the entire mob. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. Again, internal logic of your universe, within the context of the DC universe. Like Gotham City's a mob-run city. You can throw money at the problem all you want. It's not gonna make the fucking mob go away. Like Batman was Bruce Wayne's unconventional solution to a, albeit very conventional problem. Because organized crime does exist. It just is a thing. But, the city was just that fucked up and in rough a shape that Batman was the thing that was going to save that city. So yeah, let's see. Oh, actually, I'm 30 minutes into this and I haven't talked about the comics that I read this week. Okay, so I didn't read a lot this week. I only read one comic this week. Wow, 32 minutes and 19 seconds into the stream, and I'm just now talking about the comics that I read this week. But yeah, dude. I read Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And that's like the only comic that I bought this week. Although I did read like the new Iron Fist book at my local comic shop. I flipped through that. But like I read like I critically read the final issue of Tom King and Bilquis Evely's Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Really solid series. Like, oh my god. Tom King just continues to knock it out of the park with these like mini-series and maxi-series. I also really think that just Tom King gets the super family. Like, if DC is going to... DC does, I think, admittedly have a problem when it comes to really all their characters that aren't Batman. But when it comes to Superman in particular, DC really kind of struggles with, what to do with Superman, as well as the super family as a whole. But just based off of Tom King's Superman Up in the Sky, and this, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, I really think it would be a good idea to maybe resurrect that old, Superman family title. Put Tom King on that. Tom King clearly understands Superman. The man clearly has an affinity for the lore and mythology of Superman, as well as the Superman family as a whole. So fuck it, dude. Just put Tom King on like a Superman family title. I think that would work. Yeah, I would really like that. And you could also do the other creative teams too. Like I also think Philip Kennedy Johnson's doing a great job with Action Comics, with his like Moses allegory Superman story, which is something that like literally just hit me a couple of days ago when I was thinking about this whole like lost Kryptonians thing. Like, holy shit, this dude's doing a Moses story. That's awesome. And also very refreshing because we've had nothing but like Jesus allegories for the past like 30 something years. Well, that's not true. Grant Morrison also did a big like Herculean epic with All-Star Superman. But again, that is another story of like, you know, the Son of God, just, you know, in a different culture. But yeah, no. The Philip Kennedy Johnson stuff's also really, really interesting. You know what? People have been like giving the like DC a lot of shit for, you know, their handling of Superman and like the Super Family the past couple of years. And I get it. I get it. But there's also been a lot of good stuff lately. You know, like I think it's easy to focus on, you know, Bendis and, you know, some of the stuff going on with the movies and all of the news that's come out about like the various video game pitches that Warner Brothers have been given and rejected. But I think just as far as like comics are concerned, the past decade's actually been pretty kind to Superman. You know, like say what you will about the New 52 just in general, but I think the New 52, I think Superman had some pretty good titles in the New 52, you know, like Action Comics by Grant Morrison and Rags Morales. That was really good. Even like some of the stuff around that time period, like Smallville Season 11 and Adventures of Superman, Max Landis, who was a whole ass character. But Max Landis, you know, did American Alien, which is also really good. It came out like 2015, 2016, something like that. We also got that Tom King Superman Up in the Sky book. Dan Jurgens did Lois and Clark, and then that kind of spun into Superman Rebirth, which the whole Rebirth era was amazing. Yeah, no, like all things considered, Bendis and Tom Taylor aside, Superman's of a lot of characters that, you know, I think you can say DC's kind of fumbled the bag with. It's, again, as far as comics are concerned, Superman isn't one of them. You know, like Superman fans have been eating pretty good the past couple of years, if you ask me. So yeah, I don't know. Tristan says, do you recommend these books? Robin by Joshua Williamson. Haven't read it, so I don't know. Action Comics by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Abso-fucking-lutely. That book is amazing. It's probably the best superhero comic coming out right now. It's one of the best superhero comics coming out right now. And Suicide Squad by Robbie Thompson. I'm not reading that currently, but I've heard nothing but good things. I didn't read it because it looked like just brand synergy with like, oh look, we have Peacemaker. I didn't care. But I've been told that, you know, my prejudice aside, it's actually a really good comic. So yeah, totally. Tevia says, I just wish DC would DH my boy Jonathan Samuel Kent. Tev. I'm sorry, buddy. That's not coming. At this point, it's you're only gonna like give yourself more pain, like wanting it to happen. I'm sorry, pal. I've moved on from it at this point. I'm just like, damn. That's a bag that's been fumbled, but I can't do shit about that now. Yeah, that's a whole mess of a situation. Tevye says, Peter J. Tomasi Superman Rebirth was really awesome and badass. Yeah, I agree. Tevye says, Bendis Superman had to screw everything up, and same goes for New 52 Superboy, which was garbage. I didn't read the New 52 Superboy book. I heard as much, which is unfortunate because I think the art was fantastic. That was That was Ken Rockeforth, right? Yeah, Ken Rockeforth is amazing. I really wish he got. I don't want to sound like a dick, but I really wish, for his level of art quality, I wish he got paired up with writers who were of his caliber. Because I think he got did dirty pretty hard throughout the New 52. What's up, Marshall Lewis? How you doing, buddy? Marshall Lewis says, DC or Marvel and why? Okay, so I've said this before in videos, but I'll say it again here. I love Marvel characters. I am in love with the DC universe. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's how I feel. I love Marvel characters. I think a lot of the characters in the Marvel universe are really cool. But just the DC universe, there's a lot of beauty there. And which is also why I probably sound like so fucking salty when I talk about DC, because just it's that thing when, like, you know what it can be. And yeah, but negativity aside, I think DC is an amazing universe with a lot of amazing characters and amazing history and lore. Not to say that Marvel doesn't have amazing characters and amazing history and lore. It's just the DC universe speaks to me a little more, to my sensibilities, much rather. So yeah, I would say DC. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's really close. Tevia says, yep, Ken Rockeforth threw that book. Yeah, damn, that's a shame. Yeah, he deserves better. I think Ken Rockeforth would have done an amazing job on Supergirl. Although personally, I really like the creative team for the New 52 Supergirl book. I think the art in that was fantastic. But yeah, no, I really want to see DC give Ken Rockeforth another chance. Not even just with like a Superman book. Like I think put him on Justice League. I think Ken Rockeforth deserves Justice League. If he was ever approached by DC to like come back or do something else with him. Tevia says, or New Gods. I think Ken Rockeforth would do an amazing New Gods book. Well, New Gods. Really, an Orion book. I would love to see an Orion book by Ken Rockeforth. I think his art quality is not quality. I think his artistic. I think his art style would suit something as epic and kind of raw and like sci-fi heavy as an Orion-led New Gods book. Plus his art's like really kinetic and great for fight sequences. Tevia says, I personally love both DC and the Marvel universes. Yeah, same here. Which I hope doesn't like contradict what I said earlier, but yeah, same here. Tevia also says, there's some hope, as I said. I'm just apple break. What Tevia says, there's some hope, as I said. We are getting Young Justice Phantoms, which has a young John Kent, which made me so happy, and the upcoming Battle of the Super Sons animated movie, which could be our last chance. Yeah, I think in terms of like external media, we're gonna get a lot more like young John Kent stuff. But as far as like the comics are concerned, I think John Kent's time is kind of up. Tristan comes in here and says, I read a nice short story, or a nice short Superman story in Superman Red and Blue issue number 6, where a restaurant lady remembers the times Clark would go to a restaurant, like when he was a baby and to when he's older. I read that one. I flipped through that issue at my local comic shop. I know Superman Red and Blue gets a lot of crap for that one John Ridley short story, but I think on the whole, the Red and Blue line was really good. There was a lot of good short stories in that anthology, and I hope DC does another one. That's a question. Well, if you read Superman One and Blue, not One and Blue, if you read Superman Red and Blue, what was your favorite short? Out of all of them, I'm curious to know. Personally, my favorite one, outside of that one that you mentioned, because I like that one a lot. I really like the G. Willow Wilson one with Wilfredo. Can't remember his last name. Torres. Wilfredo Torres. Which I think takes place in like the Richard Donner universe. But I thought that one was really cool because it's just a short. It's a story in which Clark Kent is put in a situation where he cannot be Superman, and this guy is trying to like hold up the corner store that Clark is shopping at as he's on his way to work, and he has to talk this guy down from making the biggest mistake of his life potentially. I think that one's really good. I like that story a lot. G. Willow Wilson's a really I was gonna say an underrated writer, but like a lot of her stuff's getting adapted. She invented Kamala Khan, and like Kamala Khan's like an A-list character, so yeah, I wouldn't really say she's underrated, but I like G. Willow Wilson a lot. Let's see. Tevye says, I agree, Red and Blue was an interesting anthology. Honestly, my favorite one was the restaurant lady that showed me young John Kent talking to the lady. That was really cute. That was really cute. Yeah. Red and Blue had a lot of good stuff in it. Also got me hip to a lot of really cool artists. And also showcased a lot of artists that like I wouldn't think are like great for Superman, but turned out they are really good for Superman. Like oh god damn it, what's his name? He's doing that Jurassic League book coming out, which I'm really excited for. Daniel Warren Johnson, he'd do a really good Superman book, which I probably should have like picked up on in reading Wonder Woman Dead Earth, because that fight sequence between Wonder Woman and Superman is like, that's comics. That's comics. Oh, that's beautiful. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna show it to you right now. I got it right here. Like, hold on a second, where is it? Okay, like, first of all, look at this. Just absolutely kinetic, absolutely glorious. Like a real command of the page. But like just other stuff like this. Come the fuck on, man. Like you can't sit here and tell me that like Daniel Warren Johnson isn't one of the great, like, look at this. You can't tell me that Daniel Warren Johnson isn't one of the greatest artists working in comics right now. Like, absolutely. Like, dude, I'd pull my pants down and slap you in the face with my dick if saying some shit like that. Like, no, Daniel Warren Johnson is like an absolute. Oh, okay. Here's the fight. This fight between Wonder Woman and Superman. Come on, dude. This is so cool. Also, I'm really excited for Daniel Warren. Okay. We're back? Okay, we're back. Hey, what's going on? Sorry about that. Yeah, no, where was I? Damn. Hey, okay, what's up? Yeah, you guys can see me now. Cool. But yeah, no. I'm really excited for Jurassic League because it feels like Daniel Warren Johnson's kind of like going back, to like. I called it the old days of DC, but it's not really the old days of DC. It's more like the early 2000s. So like, it's the old days for me because I was like 5, 4, whatever. Back when books like Jla Apes was coming out, and it was just still kind of like a fun time. Comics were still kind of fun, and they weren't taking themselves so seriously because people were trying to get their comics optioned as movies. It was still just kind of a fun time, and I think like a book like Jurassic League kind of promises a return to that kind of era, and I'm really excited for that. Tristan says my favorite short story was the Crypto Clark Bruce Diana dinner, the kid who saved Superman, and the Elementary Clark story. I think I know what you're talking about with the Crypto story. The Bruce Diana dinner. I remember the Clark and Diana dinner. When Clark goes on that like date with Wonder Woman, and they're just like, oh no, oh no. Like I think that was by Tom King. Tom King wrote that one, I think. I thought that was really cute. And also just kind of like put to bed the whole like Superman and Wonder Woman. They should date. Nah, I never really understood that pairing. Like outside of them both being like super powerful, like, like what else do they got in common? Like what are they gonna talk about outside of like, I'm powerful and you're powerful too. Like, I don't know. It's always been a weird relationship that I just never really understood outside of like the superficiality of them both being, godlike entities. But I thought that was really cute. Also the ongoing joke of Diana, and not just Diana, but like everybody saying Clark looked like a cop. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't remember the kid who saved Superman and the Elementary Clark story. Granted though, Red and Blue was the 6-issue anthology, and like each issue had like 8 short stories in it, so I'm not gonna remember all of them. But I really enjoyed the Red and Blue series. That was a good book. I hope they keep doing Red and Blue, just like DC keeps doing more black and whites for Batman. I'd like to see them do more series for their other tentpole characters too. I know they're doing Wonder Woman Black and Gold, which I haven't been reading, but I'm definitely going to pick a trade up for that. But I also think like you could do Flash Red and Gold too. I'd also be interested in seeing like a Martian Manhunter green and blue. What would you use for Martian Manhunter? Because my immediate thought is green and blue, but you could also do red and green. Because red and green are consummate colors for Martian Manhunter. What other characters would you do it with though? I would love to see them do it with Aquaman. Aquaman orange and green. Or I guess maybe not orange and green. They probably do like gold and green. Just to get that like what's it called when like you have like back-to-back words that start with the same letter. There's a term for that. I can't think of it right now. But I think that's what they would probably do if they ever did one for Aquaman. Like gold and green. I think who else? I don't think they would ever do one for Cyborg. Which is a shame because I think Cyborg's a pretty cool character. Conceptually. Although Cyborg Cyborg's in that weird space where, like, as far as the comics are concerned, I still don't think DC knows what they want to do with him. It's kind of funny. I was watching Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut for the first time. Well, because I showed it to my girlfriend a couple nights ago, and yeah, I know that movie like really legitimizes Cyborg as not just a member of the Justice League, but like as a founding member of the Justice League. You know, like the Justice League are, they are the pantheon, and you know they're all kind of like gods, so to speak, of a corner of the DC universe, and Cyborg, in a modern context, is the god of technology. I think that's a really fascinating idea. Something that the comics have tried to illustrate, but I don't think, and this is like one of the rare times you'll hear me say this, I don't think the comics handled that idea nearly as well as the movie did. Yeah, no, after seeing like the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, I'm just kind of like itching for more like, you know, Cyborg content. I think that character is really fascinating. Well, not fascinating, but like, you know what I mean? Like in a modern setting, you know, given the ways in which technology is kind of advanced, I think Cyborg is more relevant now than ever. I think you can do a lot with that character. When you're not having him fight robotic rats in the sewers of Detroit and shit like that. And it looks like my internet is crapping out on me. So yeah, I might call it one. Because we're already at an hour anyways. So yeah, guys, you know what? Thanks for watching. You know, I'm glad that I was able to do this for another week for you guys. I love doing these videos. These are really fun. Got some more chats. I launched these before I, you know, bid y'all adieu. But my internet is like shitting all over my chest and face and neck and up my nose and all that. You're welcome for that visual. But yeah, I'm gonna try to not like stress my internet super hard. But yeah, Tevia says, heck, where's my anthology book on the Teen Titans? Holy shit. I think you're onto something. I think a Teen Titans anthology would be really cool. Yeah, man. Tevia, you should apply for an editorial position at DC Comics. I think you'd be an amazing editor. That's a great idea. Tristan says, I thought of a Flash Red and Gold anthology and Nightwing Black and Blue. Yeah, dude. Nightwing Black and Blue would be perfect. I think I made this point in some other videos, but I'll say it again here. Nightwing's a character that I don't think necessarily needs an ongoing series. I think he's a character who would be perfect for miniseries, and is a better fit for team books, like Justice League or Teen Titans or something like that. But nah, I don't know. I think Nightwing would be better suited for miniseries, and I think doing a Nightwing Black and Blue anthology would be perfect for that character. Tristan, you should also apply for a position at DC Comics as an editor, because that is an amazing fucking idea. You smart. You SMRT. You smart. You smart. But yeah, guys. Oh shit, looks like my stream is crapping out again. All right, well, on that note, thank you guys for watching. You guys are amazing. I absolutely love y'all. For the upcoming weeks, look forward to really just like more gameplay videos, or not gameplay, like let's play videos for Batman Arkham Knight, because I'm starting Arkham Knight. I wanted to start it a little sooner, but between the school semester starting and then Valentine's Day happening like right afterwards, it's been a crazy couple of days. So yeah, no, I'm mainly gonna be sticking to the daily Arkham series update videos over the course of the next 2 weeks, because I think the Batman comes out in the next like 16 days, but really for me it's the next 13 days because I'm getting to see it early. So you know, I'll try to have my Arkham Knight Let's Play series all wrapped up before the release of the movie, or at the very least as the movie releases. And after that, I'm probably gonna do all the side mission stuff that I just didn't do in the main Let's Play series. So yeah, no, yeah, look forward to that in the next 3-ish weeks. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. You're amazing. I absolutely love y'all, and I love doing these Wednesday talks with y'all. They're really fun. I love talking comics with y'all. Y'all are really great. And yeah, no, if you haven't already, hit the like button. I mean, it's right there. Just I just sure, why not? And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Go for it. And hit the bell for notifications, or else you won't get alerted to when I post new content. I can't tell you how many times people have told me that they thought that I stopped uploading videos because YouTube just didn't tell them when I uploaded new stuff. So yeah, totally do that. And yeah, that's it. Adios, nachos. Until next time. Adios.